Introducing the world's newest, silliest, and hamburger-eatingest clown, Ronald McDonald.
Oh, we've already met. I know we're going to be friends, too, because I like to do everything boys and girls like to do, especially when it comes to eating those delicious McDonald's hamburgers. McDonald's hamburgers, French fries, and milkshakes. Watch for me on TV. We'll have lots of fun.
That was the moment McDonald's launched its first commercial. But little did anyone know that not only would this change the whole global dining experience, affect most people's appearance in the world.
Americans are not winning their battle against obesity. So why is it that Americans keep getting fatter in spite of government efforts?
But also change how we think, behave, do our tasks, and communicate with others. This is the story that is going to unravel how a simple fast food chain reshaped human brain, turning it into their own puppet. McDonald's was founded in the 1940s by two brothers, Maurice and Richard McDonald being the first ones to introduce the fast food complex to the world, offering quick and convenient meals like never before. Well, not really. The first ever fast food complex actually began in 1921 in the restaurant called White Castle, founded by Billy Ingram. With only $700 loan, he started the business selling 5-cent small square hamburgers to the local people. And the idea was that it was quick, cheap, and delicious tasting. At the time, most people considered the burgers sold at fairs and circuses to be low quality, so they avoided them. They thought that quickly made hamburgers and food in general came from leftover scraps and spoiled meat. That's why White Castle's founders decided to change the public's perception of hamburgers. They built their restaurants in the way that customers could see the food being prepared. They painted the buildings white and even chose a name that suggested cleanliness, and it actually worked. With that innovation, their first restaurants in Wichita were a success, and the company branched out into other Midwestern markets, growing bigger and bigger. Later, they even introduced the concept of carry-out, which is today widely recognized as food takeout. Then in 1940s, the McDonald brothers adopted the whole idea and innovated it to be even more efficient and organized, opening their own restaurant. Now, you are probably wondering, why isn't White Castle more popular than McDonald's? Even more than that, why does almost nobody know about it outside America? I mean, they had a 20-year advantage over McDonald's. As you might already know, Ray Kroc, an American businessman, took over the business and franchised it. But what set Ray Kroc apart from other restaurant businessmen was his ambition to create a global empire. And to globalize McDonald's further, besides the iconic arches, he needed original and captivating commercials that would target a larger audience. The goal was to tap into human emotions, not just focus on hunger like other commercials did. He wanted people to lose resistance in temptation. And who has the least resistance when it comes to temptations and impulsiveness? Kids. But why kids? Well, you see, to resist the temptations, we need the major control center in the brain, the prefrontal cortex. This area doesn't mature until our early 20s, which is a reason why teenagers and kids in general can sometimes act impulsively. And McDonald's knew that. That's why, in year 1963, they introduced the iconic symbol of McDonald's.
Hi, kids. Hey, isn't watching TV fun? Especially when you got delicious McDonald's hamburgers.
Ronald, you can't be on TV and watch it at the same time.
Kids loved it. Parents loved it. There was something about the combination of hamburgers and Happy Clown that was irresistible to kids. The smile known around the world. Ronald McDonald was the second most famous figure, second only to Santa Claus. According to one survey, 96% of all school children in the USA recognize Ronald. Fast forward in time, and McDonald's became a family favorite. It wasn't just about the food. It was a lifestyle, the convenience, the instant gratification. It was so simple. It all cemented into our everyday routines. Soon, other restaurants shamelessly adopted the concept of fast service establishments, and they also gained significant popularity in America as time progressed. But the giant that started it all just kept getting bigger and bigger. By the late 90s, McDonald's had firmly established itself as a globally recognized brand, and it was considered one of the leading and most valuable stocks during that period. It could be surely said that its golden arches no longer symbolize just a fast food chain, but the whole aspects of American culture, consumerism, and globalization. And of course, as it grew bigger and bigger, there needed to be some side effects. People were getting used to this instant gratification that the speed service offered. This craving for quick dopamine hits soon didn't just stay in the drive-through line. It progressively seeped into other aspects of people's lives. People became more inclined towards ease, less likely to think critically, and seek instant rewards in everything they did. That process was acknowledged by an American sociologist, George Ritzer, in 1993, who summed it up with one word: McDonaldization, which referred to the phenomenon of society adapting to the same characteristics of a fast food restaurant, such as efficiency, calculability, predictability, and standardization. He explained the whole concept in the book McDonaldization of Society, which brought a whole another perspective of a way in which modern society was evolving. Efficiency in McDonald's meant that customers expected to receive the food immediately, within minutes. People were increasingly drawn to instantly accessible food, craving that swift dopamine rush without any wait. Seeing it as being pretty successful, other companies and businesses adopted the same business model: retail, transportation services, e-commerce, entertainment, and accommodation services. They all had the same principle of efficiency, giving the customer instant service. Second thing Ritzer mentioned was calculability. Calculability functioned in McDonald's because people didn't go there expecting the highest food quality, but because they knew they would receive a larger amount of food for a lower price. In other words, they went for quantity over quality. Similarly, schools and universities worldwide operate on a similar principle today, because what they emphasize is the grades students attain in class, or their GPA, instead of actually prioritizing genuinely useful knowledge. Predictability and standardization could be put in the same place, because McDonald's ensures that, regardless of your location in the world, you know what to expect. The food quality will always be the same with no surprises. It will always stick to the same norms with no diversities, maintaining a controlled and consistent experience. Other businesses that adopted a similar approach include global hotel chains and multinational retail brands. But with average human brain, this all could be summed up with two words: instant gratification. And how does this instant gratification fit into today's world? We are getting more and more used to the idea of instant delivery. If a short video doesn't grab our attention within 5 seconds, we lose interest. We don't need to think anymore when writing essays. Social media platforms predict exactly what we want to buy by gathering our data, making our purchasing decisions effortless. This leads to impatience, making it challenging to endure longer processes or invest in long-term goals that require time and effort. In conclusion, McDonaldization is more than just a concept limited to fast food. It's a lens through which we can understand the transformation of our society. As we navigate this digital era, it's crucial to recognize its impact on our brains, behavior, and societal structures. We should really pause and reflect on how this shapes us. But it is really interesting how, in a way, it all started with one restaurant that is today worth over $200 billion. So, has McDonald's changed the way our brains work? What do you think? Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video and want more content like this, hit the subscribe button because we got a lot more content in the future. Until next time.